last stop with me, Salil, and I have, well, you know, sometimes I get very excited when I see great performances on screen. So I have it's a full house today. As a director, as a performer, you know, I'm one of those absolute people that watches a film and cries buckets, or will get very angry, or will look at lovely colors and say wow, and you know, so when I come out of the theatre, people say, picture hi thi na, I'm getting so emotional. But I'm very invested in everything that I watch. So Shonali, thank you so much for joining me. You know, the first time, I'm going to come one by one to each of the performers. I remember watching Margarita with the Straw, and I just was in like, I was shocked into silence, and which happens very rarely. Then I didn't cry that much there. And then I watched The Sky is Pink, and there I howled and howled and howled, the bachche aa chuke the. And it's so, this is a gym boy who's a crossfitter and all. You do that to a lot of us, so you know, you're such a fine filmmaker. It's such an honor to have you on the show. Thank you very much for joining me. And Nilesh, who, how should I say this? They worked so much together, but he's just written this, she's just directed this. So before I come to Fatima and before I come to Bhupendra, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Why this darar between the two of you all and not working together?
Because of you, yeah.
Acha, हमने क्या कर दिया?
Have you just see how much compliments you give her for Margaret of the Straw and Sky is Pink? You didn't even address me.
No, I am coming to you on that.
No, that's because of you only now.
Now don't be a writer. Now don't be a writer.
अब मैं जा रहा हूँ अपनी direct करूँगा मैं film अब मैं नहीं करता इनके साथ.
तुम जी लो अपनी जिंदगी.
नहीं मैं तो एक एक करके आना है. I'll tell you something. I have to. This interview is only 20 minutes. Unfortunately, मैं तो 2 घंटे खींच लूँगा. But just the two of you when you all work together, just to get the synergies running together, you know. It's very difficult to work together, then move apart, then come back and work together, and then work separately. How does that work?
It works.
Yeah.
For us, in this particular one, I think Nandi sisters, they got the idea of bringing modern love to India.
Yeah.
The original stories from New York Times, and they approached Shonali to direct this. And Shonali offered me to write this one. And you know, and thankfully, not thankfully, I have gratitude because if not for her, I would have never written love.
Romantic. Why are you making that face?
Like मुझे लगता नहीं है यार, because the kind of
love तुम्हारे writing में नहीं है, love
writing में
concept नहीं है.
writing
Writing में नहीं.
हाँ, the kind of stories I have.
Pain, crying.
नहीं ऐसा melodrama नहीं है. But love is the way we perceive it. नहीं मुझे दिखता अपनी कहानियों में, but discover किया. This journey helped me discover the love inside me exists, basically. Wow. So yeah, that's where it came from. But I'm just glad that she is the director because, you know, when you know the director, when you know that where this person is going to land with it, you are more inspired to kind of write the kind of stuff with freedom that you want to write. And that's what has happened here.
I'll tell you why we were not together on this. Because the thing is that for me, on the experience of Margarita with the Straw and The Sky is Pink, is that Nilesh is a far better director than I am. So he's not just a writer, he's a writer-director. And
yes.
Co-directing with him, I feel humbled and I feel intimidated. I mean, the way he conceptualizes and he's a perfectionist. And I'm not that much of a perfectionist, to be honest. And I really felt like, oh my God, can I even direct now without him? Because the Jugalbandi is fantastic. I think in combination, what the two of us can give the world is something amazing. But then also it's important that Nilesh not be invisibilized and Nilesh as a director do his own work. So I was just like, you need to make your own film. But just before you direct your own film, quickly just write one script for me. Just you write that for me and I'll direct it. So that let's each have our own parts in this one. That you write and you shine as a writer and let me direct by myself. Actually, it was my complex that I need to direct by myself. So you will stay in the writing and do that. So
these partnerships work very well.
Empowered and confident after making Raat Rani by myself that chalo mujhe bhi kuch aata hai.
She's so humble.
Now this lady over here, I remember the first time I watched you in Dangal, and I have to go back to that. I was spellbound by, you know, I'll tell you something, it's so tough. It's like playing a test match at Lord's, you know, when you come to India, because everyone there knows their game, right? So in India also, everyone thinks they know their game. And then when you have somebody just come out and just blast you with their performance, and then they humbly don't sign every film that comes their way. I'm sure her house was flooded with 7,000 scripts, but there also, you know, to choose to do something sporadically, slowly, knowing that they have a long career, not a T20 career. Fatima, so that's why I say I have a lot of respect because so much, and the allure of money also can be so high in Bollywood today, which is like say T20 cricket. You come in there, a lot of them don't want to play for the national team because they're getting so much money. Before anything, how do you guys say no? You know, you don't really know what will work
Correct.
on the paper. Okay? A lot of things can be ticked off.
Correct.
But you don't say no. And then when it doesn't go right, you must want to kick yourself if you're saying that I said no to 20 others for this.
नहीं, बट अपनी गलतियों से इंसान सीखता है. Until and unless मैं वो स्टेप ना लूँ तो मुझे कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा. In fact, honestly, after Dangal ना, I was very scared to do a solo film. कि जहाँ पे मेरे ऊपर, मेरे शोल्डर्स के ऊपर कोई फिल्म हो, मुझे लगता है यार मैं शायद कर नहीं पाऊंगी.
Ensemble cast चाहिए.
पीछे कोई लोग हो, कोई पैडिंग हो तो क्या है, मेरा निकल जाएगा. But I had not been able to take that leap for at least 2 years after Dangal. And then I was like, you know what? Now let me just do whatever I want to do. And it's just ये भी नहीं हुआ है कि बहुत exciting script आई है जिससे मुझे बहुत ऐसा feel हुआ है कि मुझे करना है. So I work very instinctively as an actor, as a person. Like for me, if a script connects, कोई character connect करता है, then I want to do it. I will chase you. I chased her. You know, when I got to know that she's directing, because I know as a director she has a certain aesthetic.
Correct.
I know as a writer he has a certain aesthetic. कहीं ना कहीं हम लोगों का wavelength same है. तो I chased.
एक मामला पूरा set है. You know that it won't go wrong there.
हाँ, मतलब sensitivity wise जो भी है अपना same है, वैसे type के लोग हैं. तो वहाँ पे मैं approach करती हूँ. I reach out to those people, but otherwise मुझसे नहीं होगा यार. मुझे घबराहट होती है.
अभी भी.
हाँ, मतलब घबराहट of doing something that you don't really enjoy. यार shooting एक दिन का काम नहीं है. Shooting.
That's courageous, because really, you know, you're wasting your life then on doing something that
and with
you
people.
don't want to do.
And
लोग तो
people,
15 मिनट में 4 साल की मेहनत को अरे no.
which is okay. You know, this is the nature of our work, and of course हम बना रहे फिल्म लोगों के लिए, और लोगों के अगर उनको पसंद नहीं आई तो somewhere we failed at some level, either at the acting, directing or a writing level. हम चाहते कि लोग हमारा काम पसंद करें, पर as an actor मुझे लगता है कि मैं अपनी ज़िंदगी ना fully जीना चाहती हूँ. I love the people I work with. I have good relationship. I'm coming out of this film. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling uplifted. Next film में भी मैं यही चाहूँगी. मुझे दुख नहीं चाहिए life में.
That's very rare that I see. I mean, the insecure word is the wrong word to use, I would say. But it will plague performers. You know, earlier they used to say actors were a vain bunch. But the vanity was very important at one point in time, because if you weren't earlier, not now. I think it's still more allowed. Earlier, if you weren't perfect, if you were wearing half shorts which were not nice, half the world would say, this one is like this. And I'm shocked at how this society was just a mirror, and you know, they used to never look at themselves, the way they were judging people. And in that time now, for you to be like this, it's fantastic. So, congratulations.
Can I say one vain thing?
Yes,
because
please.
you said like in Dangal, like Lords and all, I don't know what, there'll be no stadium you can mention as to how she's hit the ball out of the park with this one.
Really?
Like she's going to blow the country.
No, as a performer, though, she's fantastic anyway. But I must speak about a gentleman who, you know, so you are the baby of a OTT world. Let's put it this way. You know, your audiences are fantastic. They've started to get to know you so much more. And therein, you know, as a viewer, as a interviewer, as a performer, I sometimes feel I can't do justice to so many shows that are coming out. So I'm going to tell you, I have not seen that much work of yours, although I've read about it. But ऐसे कई बार irritate हो जाते हो when you're doing so much work also, you know. OTT platforms are so many, so you've got like 100 releases coming out in a week. How in this current world do you shine out there? Yes, you've chosen the right sequence. ये sequence सही है. But वैसे यार कई बार मुश्किल हो जाती है. She is a very secure performer. But do you echo these sentiments या आपका थोड़ा अलग है?
नहीं यार, मैं भी बहुत ज़्यादा काम नहीं किया है अभी तक, और वेट करके ही काम करता हूँ. कुछ पुराने काम जो पहले कर लिए थे जब मैं नया बॉम्बे आया था, तो वो आ रहे हैं. बट मैंने अभी तक 2-3 काम ही कॉन्शियसली किए हैं. मेरी पहली फिल्म और ये मेरी दूसरी फिल्म है, और मैं उतना ही एज एन एक्टर सिक्योर हूँ कि अपना काम कर सकते हैं. बस एक अच्छी कहानी का इंतज़ार हो, वो मिलती है तो आप चलने लगते हो. इट्स नॉट दैट.
तो ये कॉम्बिनेशन कैसे फिट हुआ?
ये तो मुझे ऑडिशन आया जैसे कि एक्टर.
So you did the hard मतलब the ladder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Full ladder.
So did he floor you with his first audition?
He did, but it was competitive because there were very, very good auditions, but he shone in that. I must say.
You know, for a director like her to say that is also because they don't do 100 films a year.
Yeah.
So when they're doing that kind of film and they're not concerned with whether, and I think that also sometimes is debatable. 700 crore नहीं बना रही कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, because it should be a good film, and that is also a subjective word. when you did get selected, क्या तुम ऐसे ही आराम से बैठे थे या उस समय भी थोड़ा सा पागलपन का इमोशन आया था कि नहीं?
मैं अपने घर पे था राजस्थान में, मेरे पापा पास में बैठे थे मेरे पिताजी, और उनसे कहा मैंने कि मुझे एक बहुत बड़ी डायरेक्टर की एक फिल्म मिली है। तो मेरे फादर से कौन है, गूगल किया, उनको दिखाया।
अच्छा।
और घर में मैंने पेरेंट्स को बताया, और थोड़ा सा बहुत खुश तो होता भी, मतलब मैं कम ही होता हूँ, मतलब अंदर से बहुत खुश होता हूँ, लेकिन आई कैंट, पता नहीं मुझसे वो होता नहीं। बट मैं पेरेंट्स को कहा एंड दे सेड कि ऑल द बेस्ट,
बस अभी देखा
अपना काम ईमानदारी से करो और आगे बढ़ो।
Is this the new world, Nilesh, of not blowing your own trumpet anymore? Like there was a time जब पहले actors होते, I remember, I'll not take the name of the star, but he was sitting here and he said, how's it going, brother? I'm so happy. 16 फिल्में साइन हो गई है यार, ये तो अच्छा है, नहीं इसलिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। On camera.
Amazing है।
And I said, इतनी फिल्में एक साल में कर रहा तू? अच्छा ये हो गया, ये हो गया, ये हो गया, ये हो गया। मैंने कहा wow, that is not, last 2 years has changed a lot of that. अब ऐसे नहीं लोग होते। नहीं अभी आई एम वेटिंग, अभी देखते हैं कैसा इसका रिस्पॉन्स आता है। हैज द लास्ट 2 years been a great reality check for everyone around?
I don't know about everyone. Last 2 years have been very difficult for me because आप सोच रहे हो, आप लिख रहे हो, पर आप क्या बना रहे हो? Like, are you actually making it? So I find I'm in awe of people who through pandemic have been able to make things, you know,
Correct.
to get out with things. So I have a lot of respect for them, and I'm dying to make things. Yeah.
तो आपको राइटर्स ब्लॉक हो रहा था या क्या?
नहीं, things have, so many things have to fall in place, na? Like Modern Love was written last year in February, was to be shot in March. Second wave, third wave gets shot in November. You know, things take time to fall in place. And as you said, I think I'm so glad that we are a bunch of people who wait for good things, who wait for satisfaction, who wait for जो करना है ठीक से करना है. And I'm really happy the kind of crew that I've met on this film now. Like I think we've all bonded as family, as creative minds. Like really good crew, yaar. It's not just 4 of us here, but there's so many who are
यहाँ
not
मुझे
here.
BP 80 टाइप्स लेवल लग रहा है। नॉर्मली 150 होता है ना बॉलीवुड में, यहाँ तो बस आराम से शांत।
हम लोग इतने
ऐसी है
कंफर्टेबल है ना एक दूसरे के साथ कि
अच्छा।
हमें वो सेंस ऑफ एंजाइटी या कुछ एक्सप्रेस करना वो है ही नहीं। हम लोग एकदम एक दूसरे के सेंटेंसेस भी कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं।
Was it like that for you also? As a filmmaker, the judgment can be far stronger, क्योंकि आपकी फिल्म है और एक्टर्स को और काम मिल जाता है, मिलते रहेगा। राइटर्स की तो अभी चांदी है जिस तरह मैं देखता हूँ, पर डायरेक्टर क्या होता है, हाँ वो भी चांदी है ना, वो भी है। बट एज अ फिल्म मेकर अगर पिक्चर नहीं चले तो सटी बोलते अरे वन सेकंड विल कम बैक।
No, not just that. For me, I really felt, and I think we all also, we used to joke about it, when you're in an anthology, so the pressure, you're definitely going to be compared, and there's greats on this anthology, Vishal, Hansala. So then it's just, the anxiety is definitely that much more, that your game has to be, you have to have your best game, because 100% anybody watches an anthology and they're going to compare.
कौन सी बेटर लगी आप?
Right. So, एक तो firstly straight up you're going to be compared with Modern Love, already 2 seasons in the US.
Yes.
Then within it you're an anthology with lovely, amazing directors and writers and actors and everything. You're going to be compared to them, so the pressure is very high. And you're right. Ultimately, the failure and success comes on the director. And where the success is concerned, I hate that, because it's a collaborative medium. It cannot be that it's the success is mine. It is the entire team who have contributed. But the failure is yours, because actually in the final analysis you call the final shot on any and everything.
Yes.
The final decision is yours, right? But I don't feel the success is only yours, because it's so many amazing minds coming together, giving you gems. You know, whether it's Ram Sampath in the music, Rasool Pukuti in the sound mix, you know, Nilesh of course starting off with the writing, the actors bringing everything to the table of their own, getting in the skin of their characters, the production designer, the costume designer, brilliant DP Kavin Jagtiani. Like, this film is unimaginable without each and every one of their talents.
And it's only 30 minutes.
45.
40.
40.
This
So
is
the
40.
success is entirely equal and distributed with everybody who I was just the captain of the ship. But if it failed, then I would take responsibility that failure would be mine and mine alone.
She's saying that because she knows it's not going to fail.
No, but I'll tell you a couple of things. I was actually shocked when as I go back to Sky is Pink. I was shocked that it didn't commercially light the box office on fire. And I'm going. I remember sitting there and I was discussing with my friend also. क्या देखना चाहती हो? I said इससे ज़्यादा real with big stars मैंने नहीं देखी है जहाँ मेरे को
See,
रोना
but so many people I asked, like who I know myself, they were like, oh no, we can't bear to watch where we know a child is going to die. So I feel that it's too much. It's too much for somebody to watch that their child is going to die. You see, and I
और
think
real story है.
it's
That's
a real
why.
story. So I think that's why many people, they're not ready to face that. Even when they're told, look, it is told, you'll feel positive. Like many people who've seen it and wept, they were like, but it's really an experience and you should watch it. You'll embrace it and enjoy it. But it's scary for people
Does
to
it
watch
knock the
that.
wind out of you also? I mean, as an actor also, when say supposing Thugs didn't work,
It's shattering.
did you like, yeah, मतलब, did you feel like कि मैं 4 दिन बाहर नहीं निकलना चाहती थी?
नहीं नहीं डेफिनेटली ना, बिकॉज आप देन क्वेश्चन करते हो हर चीज़ कि मैं अच्छी परफॉर्मर हूँ नहीं हूँ, क्या मुझे डिसीजंस लेने आते हैं नहीं आते, एज अ न्यू एक्टर विल आई गेट वर्क, आई वोंट गेट वर्क, यू नो इन द स्टार्टिंग यू आर वेरी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट कि अच्छा यू नो आई शुड बी one level up than the other person, then
Correct.
a level up, but in the end all of that doesn't matter. You do your work, give your honest shot. By the end of it ना, अभी मैं डायरेक्टर प्रोड्यूसर में सब कुछ नहीं हूँ, मैं
Correct.
एक्टर हूँ. जिस दिन मैं डायरेक्टर प्रोड्यूसर एक्टर म्यूजिशियन सब बन पाऊंगी and I'll have like overall control,
Full control.
then
Correct.
I'll say कि you know what, actually I'm not capable to even you know direct or make a, you know right now I'm doing whatever I can in my capacity.
Correct.
तो अभी आप कुछ अच्छा ड्राइंग बनाओ, वो लोगों को पसंद नहीं आया तो दुख तो होगा ही ना.
Well, that makes sense also. Yeah. You know, I'm going to wrap up in a bit. I just want to know, as when you're sitting out there, have you lost a sense of perspective now because of so much information overload? जब आप पिक्चर लास्ट में देखते हो, फाइनल कट देखते हो, क्या आप अपने खुद के बेबी को बोल सकते हो नहीं यार ये नहीं जम रहा है, मुझे लगता है शायद नहीं चल पाएगा? Have we now? There was a time when directors couldn't have that perspective. They just did not have the courage maybe, but now there's no second chances. So do you think now we have that courage to say it's not worked? Even at the final editing table, अगर एक आपने स्क्रीन दिखाती पड़ा नहीं अच्छा है.
यार फिक्शनल क्वेश्चन है क्योंकि
नहीं रियल क्वेश्चन है सर.
नहीं फिक्शनल क्वेश्चन इसलिए है मेरे लिए क्योंकि जो मैंने लिखा है ना उससे कई ज़्यादा खूबसूरत ये फिल्म बनाई है हमने, तो मैं कैसे उस डाउट में चला जाऊँ?
Wow.
तो आई रियली कांट आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन.
Actually, on the
हो
edit-
सकता है अगली फिल्म में जो मैं लिखूं, मैं डायरेक्ट करूं, मैं पागल हो जाऊं, मुझे पता नहीं.
Nee, on
पर-
the edit it's really funny because so Nilesh was very involved in the edit and we allowed Fatima to be an observer, so she knows what I'm about to say because she was a quiet observer because she's really hungry to learn the whole process of filmmaking and it's amazing her presence itself, and then she comes and later tells me something without interrupting and her comments were always spot on. But on Nilesh Manyar, because on our editor and I are thrilled. Amazon Prime International thrilled. Amazon India, PNC, Romita, everybody, not one feedback. We are all happy. Antara Lahiri, fabulous editor. We are so happy. Ho gaya. Lock. Nilesh will wake up the next morning. He's got a thought, wild thought. नहीं ये work नहीं करना, we have to. No Nilesh, everyone's happy. It's locked. Picture locked. We're going into sound. No. And then this is a huge fight.
I remember. And he would enter the door full ऐसे एक बैंग के साथ, दरवाजा खुलता था, नीलेश आता था, हम चेंज कर अंतरा, oh no अभी like
सर तो ये आप सच क्यों नहीं बोल रहे?
मैं सच बोल रहा हूं.
5 मिनट पहले आपसे पूछा झूठ बोल रहे हो.
मेरे भाई मैं सच क्यों नहीं बोलूंगा? मैं क्यों नहीं बोलूंगा? These are I take small feedback, small nuances also इतना passionately, बस वो exaggerate कर दिया इन लोगों ने. पर फिल्म सही में I've not taken the shot ना. I've not done the mise-en-scène out there. I've not, you know, these guys have worked hard and put together what is there. थोड़ा इधर उधर कर देने से.
See, editing is actually rewriting. So actually, a writer's role is very important in that because you're actually rewriting at that time. For me in an edit, I throw away everything, the script, even what I had preconceived notions. Now this is our material. What do we do with it? You know. So we did
And
sort
there I
of
do want to
rewrite.
compliment Antara Lahiri, our editor. Her musical sensibility na is amazing. Like because music, while I was writing also, music was a character in my head. And how she used it even to construct it at initial stages, she's damn good.
I really want to watch this now. This irritates me, you know, when I hear so
You
much
won't
about it.
cry in this film.
अच्छा no.
Huh, this is
No,
what
I can't-
Maybe
I'm not that situation.
I can't guarantee that.
Okay, you might cry, but I've not killed anybody. For the first time, nobody dies in my film. That's because he wrote it, so nobody dies in it.
The proof is in the pudding.
Not running! Go for it!
Yes. I'll catch you soon.